On this episode of Walk the Plank, we go behind the scenes of Dead and Buried Treasures with the long hair of death, the original Scream Queen, Barbara Steele.
Yeah, personal heartthrob of mine.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, if Jamie Lee Curtis was the Scream Queen, she was known as the Scream Queen, like the grandmother of all. This would be the great grandmother.
Right.
Because she came about 10, 15 years before Jamie Lee Curtis was around. Yeah.
And if that's not enough to make you scream, we have merch that we're going to plug again tonight in case you didn't see the commercial on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or anywhere.
Or even BBTV, PCTV, the show itself on TV.
Right. So we're going to plug the crap out of it here tonight.
Yeah, we are.
And we have a whole line of calls waiting to get on the air. And
the queue started filling up before we even started the show.
Yeah.
I mean, so they know what time we do it. They know when we're calling, and the number below, whenever we put the number up, call in.
Right. So all that and more coming up. Stick around. Welcome to Walk the Plank, the Dead and Buried Treasures pre-show. I'm your host, Rich Canchi, and to my right, your left, as always, is the series creator, star, writer, director, special effects advisor, shirt model, Eric Sprouse.
I'm also wearing a hat to show the competition out there. You know, Saturday nights, Saturday Night Live.
Hey, what are you doing? Dropping the gauntlet.
Pity for him. Yeah, I'm taking my swing. You know, they didn't even start in this area until Chilly Billy said, "All right."
Yeah.
They couldn't. They weren't on, like the episodes with Chevy Chase never aired in Pittsburgh live because they wanted in the Chilly Billy's time slot. He was like, "No."
So you know what you need to do.
Throw down the gauntlet.
That's right. You got to throw it down and take back.
If I had a glove, I'd slap people.
Horror host spotlight.
Yeah.
On Saturday.
So we're gonna see, how they. I have pity on them. and by the way, here's how on top of things I am. See this shirt? Now look at the color. Okay.
Yeah.
This was the demo shirt, the prototype.
Yeah.
It first came off.
I got them too, and I said, hey, this is just so you can wear around the house, mess around with, because it's just a prototype. Yeah. It's faded. But here's the nice one. This is the vibrant color one.
I wore the wrong shirt. I wore the prototype. It was all grayed out, and I'm like, oh, dude, I can go home and change for time. No, we're live, and I'm like, all right. So this is what it looks like, kind of, but it's more colorful.
Yeah, it will be brighter.
I wore the first one. So.
But as we said before, if you've seen the Redbubble advertisements that has been posted all over social media, that's right. You got merch now, and you can get shower curtains, coffee mugs, travel mugs,
laptop sleeves,
crazy stuff like socks,
leggings.
Yeah, even I think some kind of skirt. Yeah, right.
Clocks. What else was there? There was the phone covers.
Yeah.
Blankets. All kinds of stuff.
If you're doing your bathroom, they have not just the shower curtains, but they also have the floor mats for your bathroom.
And you can take a shower with calico drape.
That's right. See that? The other thing I'm waiting for is some tidy whities.
See, I told you I'd bring some color to this.
You did.
Tidy whities.
some boxer briefs.
But I want to say this, though. All the proceeds for this merchandise go toward the Humane Society Animal Shelters or the ASPCA. We wanted to give back to the community, and this is a great way to do it. And so if you're saying, oh, well, Eric's making how much? I'm not making anything. Not even a dime off these shirts.
Yeah, that's the thing about Redbubble.
I have to buy my own.
You do, because they make them, they ship them, they do the whole deal. You sign up. Now you do get
shipped really nice too.
You do, yeah, and you do get a commission from it because of your designs, and whatever we're getting from that, that's what he's donating it all. So,
We're donating it all.
right.
I'm donating
So
it
any
all.
commission that we get from the shirts, from my designs and stuff like that, everything's going to go right to.
Well, a lot of people, and
The animal shelter.
the reason I'm doing that is because there's so much toward cancer and things like that. But
Mm-hmm.
our four-legged friends, they don't get any kind of support. So
Right.
I mean, you don't see anybody say, "I'm doing this for the animal shelters."
Mhm.
And I've gone out to some animal shelters recently,
Mhm.
and now I will say the one in Washington, Pennsylvania, just built a brand new one. That's the first one they've had since I've been alive on the planet. When I got my first dog.
Mm-hmm.
And this shows how old I was back in the 70s, okay? As a kid, it came from that animal shelter there and it had never changed. So they just got a new one. Finally, they opened it
Wow.
this
I
year.
remember that old one. I've been there.
Yeah,
We were
and-
there when we went to get a dog for me and my sister.
I just went there. It was a
Wow.
dump. And I
Yeah.
felt so all the proceeds from all the merchandise you see on the show or the commercial
Mhm.
go toward the animal shelters and the ASP or the ASPCA. So
Right.
please get your stuff, be part of the show. It's a lot of fun and help support the ASPCA and the Humane Society.
And if Bob Barker was here, he would tell you
That's
to get
right.
your pet spayed and neutered.
I have to come up with like a thing. Like,
You do,
like
'cause
Bob Barker.
he
Keep
does
your
it.
pets spayed and neutered.
That's
everybody.
right. Buy a shirt.
Buy a shirt. That way you save snipping.
So you're against spayed and neutered? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying I didn't know how to phrase that because it almost came out like,
Save a
hey,
snipping.
buy a shirt instead of save a
Well, you're gonna work on that one. So while he's working on his
live
his commercial,
television,
yeah.
folks.
So yeah,
Oh, man.
tonight's movie. Let's get on to that.
Yeah.
The Long Hair of Death. Our story takes place at the end of the 15th century, a time when the powers of darkness were at their strongest, and man lived in fear of the unknown. A time when witch burning was a common occurrence, a public spectacle. The Long Hair of Death. The Long Hair of Death. A film that will chill your spine and keep you gripped in your seat as you watch one of the most incredible stories of all time unfold before your eyes. You will see how the curse of a dying witch comes true as a village is ravaged by the plague and a man is hounded by his conscience and driven to commit one foul murder after another as he tries to satisfy his warped ambition.
She does a slew of great terror creatures from beyond the grave, Nightmare Castle, Castle of Blood. She does a great number of Italian cinema horror films that were amazing, and a lot of which we're going to have on the show.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
Castle Blood.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty cool.
we
'Cause
were
it's
talking
funny.
about-
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
just talking about that. We actually have a horror attraction out here called Castle Blood,
In Pittsburgh area.
and it's been around for many, many years.
Menneson now specifically, right?
I believe so. They've
Yeah.
moved around, moved locations, several locations, but
Yep.
I've gone to those since almost the very beginning when they first started. That's how long it's been, and
Gravely
that would
is still running the
Yeah.
curator out there,
Yeah.
Rick.
and so that would be a great tie-in to do with that movie.
Yeah.
So who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe that's coming up.
We'll see.
Yep. So
Look at these calls.
I know. I
It's
know.
like, it's like totally lit up, the whole board. I hope we get to
Usually,
them all.
we're gonna try. Usually, we go into props or something like that and continue on. But this is insane. The amount of calls that we've gotten in today.
You know what? Just before we get to them, I want to say we're wrapping up also our anniversary show we just had. And that's probably why it was a really big show.
It
lot.
was.
We went back into the mythology of that, so we're opening new doors, and there's probably a lot of calls having to do with that tonight.
Mhm.
The show was well received. It's aired on a lot of different networks, and so far so good on that. It was a really great show to have a lot of fun with, and this is like our follow-up show with that. But we're also introducing tonight's movie, so we're kind of in that limbo stage between the two.
Yeah.
That's probably what some of those calls are.
Probably,
for.
yeah. I would assume most of them are for me because I starred in that episode, the anniversary episode. I had my acting debut.
That's
know.
right. That was your acting debut.
That was.
You
That
were
was.
the big baddie in that.
Yeah, I was. That was a lot of fun to play that guy.
Yeah, that
you
was
know, it was
fun.
kind of playing myself, but then slowly transitioning to a bad guy.
I had a lot of
So-
compliments on that too, especially
Oh, really?
with the. You're like, oh,
yeah,
Drake.
right.
And we slowed the video down a little bit to make you sound
Yeah.
more menacing. And then all of a sudden, like, but I'm evil.
Yeah.
And you're like, tell us how evil you are. But I'm evil. I'm
I'm
scary. And we stopped all the sound effects and everything when
That
you
was
did
great. It was a lot
Lots
of fun.
laughs on that one.
That was all improvised, by the way.
Yeah.
That whole scene right there, because it was just improvised. Just having fun with
I
it.
got the cigar.
Yeah.
I got the tie.
Yeah, I'm
and,
evil.
the ring.
Yeah.
I'm evil.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So thank you for that.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
But anyway, enough about me. Let's get into this.
Wait, shouldn't that be my line?
Yeah, it should be. Enough about me. Let's get.
Everybody
let's-
get to some calls. Get some calls. Save us here.
Yeah, let's get into the first caller. It's Rusty from Uniontown.
Hi, Rusty. How
Rusty.
are you tonight?
Hey, this is Rusty. I was calling to
Hi,
see
Rusty.
if maybe you thought about editing down the actual feature films to fit the time constraints that you have, because I like the host segments. They're my favorite, and when you come up with these different shows and mythology episodes and all these new characters and stuff, I think that's my favorite part of the show. I mean, I like the movies and stuff, but like the host segments are my favorite. I wonder
mine
if you
too.
could elaborate on that.
Yeah. Rusty.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rusty. Bye. I appreciate that call. Thanks, Rusty. Thank you for the kind words. I've had a lot of compliments on the host segments that we do. And, PCTV, we do a slender Dead and Buried Treasures. They have an actual time constraint of 1:59:55 or 1:59:30. An hour and 59 minutes. 30. Well, some of these movies run an hour and 45 minutes.
Right.
So when you have the host segments and the commercial breaks, sometimes we run 2.5 hours. This last one, the anniversary show, went 3 hours. The Halloween show last fall, I had to cut stuff out of the flagship station, so we got it under 3 hours. Because I think 3 hours is a bit much. When you're
Yeah.
on 11, you're not off till 2 in the morning. So now we're
Right,
doing the
that's-
after show, and it's like, you have a real point there. Sometimes I have to trim it, but I don't like to trim it very much because I'm one of those horror hosts that have a certain appreciation for these old movies that everybody's forgotten. And only because of the people who were just legends in the business: Vincent Price, Abbott and Costello, Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, all these stars, and Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing. These were legends in the television business, and a lot of people forget these movies. So I don't like to cut them down, but that's why, because they weren't there, we wouldn't be in the business. So, but I sometimes have to for other affiliates and their requirements. But for the flagship station, YouTube, I leave it as it is. Now the Vortex has to have a 2-hour window. And I'm like, good luck with that, because
Right.
I don't trim that one. They do at the network. Same thing for the Monster Channel. So I mean, sometimes they have to be cut down for those kind of purposes, but I don't like to do that if I can avoid it, because I think that they should have a great voice too. Yep. But thank you for the call, Rusty.
Yeah, thank you. How about the next one? Oh, wow, we're going to Phoenix, Arizona with
Phoenix. Oh,
yeah.
so this must be one of the network.
Yeah, Derek.
Derek. Hi, Derek.
Hello, my name is Derek, and I've been watching your show for the past few weeks, and I enjoyed Shopping Mall, especially with Barbara. She was wonderful in that, and I was just wondering how you come about showing the episodes, where you come at from a perspective of the host. I realize it's a lofty thing to do. Hosting a horror film, you have to have knowledge, you have to know a little bit about the background of it, and you seem very knowledgeable, my friend. And I just wondered how you came about the purpose of, doing the bookends to each series and introducing the episode and whatnot. And what all goes into writing your part of it, because I believe the job of a horror host is to basically heighten the film, and you have has done a wonderful job of it, and I wonder what is the writing process on your side? Please do tell. Thank you.
Okay, what was it? Phoenix?
Phoenix, yes. Phoenix, Arizona.
Well, thank you, Derek. I appreciate that. Thank you for the call from Phoenix. Keep watching. I guess he watches. I wanted to ask him before he. Is he still there?
No, he hung up.
Well, I wanted to ask him how he watched the show through YouTube or
one of the
affiliates.
affiliates, yeah.
I appreciate the kind words. In another chapter of my life, I was a movie review critic. And I hosted another show on television called the Hollywood Spotlight. That was like maybe 15 years ago. It's been a while. But then I got more into teaching and being a college professor at some colleges in the area and even out of the area. And, you know, a lot of life happens. You get married, you move on, you know, all kinds of different things like that. But lots of cliff notes. That helps, you know, in some way. I wish I could say I know very knowledgeable, but I try to keep up for each movie that we do. But I have some, and I did another show in my past, Fright Night Friday, back in the day, that I worked on, co-created with another friend of mine, who's still doing it, Spooky Spectre. You might hear me mention him once in a while. And so it's you have to have a lot of knowledge about this stuff. And how I come up with the ideas of writing, I try to have the episode I'm writing kind of coincide with it, or the time that it's shown, or something. Like originally I was doing Barbara Steele because of the month of February, because of Valentine's Day. And there was a movie called Castle of Blood, where it's kind of a love story between a guy and a ghost in a castle where they keep reliving the murders. And I said, oh, this is great. And I said, let's do that one. But I think it might be copyrighted.
Oh.
So I said, and then no, that wasn't it. It was a better critical reception was on Black Sunday.
Okay.
People seemed to like it better, and I had never seen Black Sunday, so the first time that I started editing this movie was putting this one together. So it turned out that that's how it unveiled. So that's how I kind of get the ideas for it, and so the corresponding tonight in the show, my niece comes to visit, and she's trying to get me a date. And it's a real comedy, really. It's not a mythology episode. This is a standalone. So I wanted, at the time I wrote it, which was back in a couple of months ago at Christmas time, I thought, well, it's got Valentine's Day. I'm trying to date somebody.
Yeah, it's perfect.
You know, it's a love story in the movie, and it may or may not kind of take that angle because I had to switch movies to Black Sunday. So we'll see. We'll see how it works.
All right. Wow. Now we're going to Rhode Island with Terrence.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rhode Island. What's going on tonight in Rhode Island? Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Terrence. I'm
Terrence.
a former English professor, and I used to teach Greek mythology to my students. And I thought it was very interesting that you have the siren. You've introduced the siren to your episodes.
Last episode, too.
Character. And I wondered, were you a fan of Greek mythology? Maybe you can explain to your fans, what a siren is, and how you came about making that one of your main characters in the show. I would be fascinated to hear it because I assume you are also a fan of literature, as am I. Thank you.
Well, Terrence, I'm going to call shenanigans on you. Is he still there? Why do we keep losing these people? I'm going to call shenanigans on you because pirates aren't Greek mythology. That's like Odysseus and Apollo and Athena and,
Right.
That kind of stuff. Zeus. Pirates came about 1,000 years later. I'm a fan of literature. Yeah. And Greek mythology, I don't really have as much experience in that because it's just too far back for me. But pirates lore I am a fan of. That's always intrigued me. But it's not really a Greek mythology show that we do. But appreciate the call and the kind words. It's nice to talk to a fellow colleague, a professor, I guess, to see what you think on the show.
Maybe that's a suggestion. Maybe he wants some
Maybe I
Greek
should do a little
mythology.
Apollo and Athena.
Yeah.
What Zeus, Clash the Titans kind of story.
Maybe Calico Drake gets amnesia and he thinks he's a Greek god.
Well, you know what? They did have the Kraken in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, there you go.
So the Kraken was also in Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, there you go.
So maybe
there's your tie-in.
There's your tie. But
right.
thank you for the call, Terrence.
So we're going to North for Sales with Audrey.
Audrey. Hi.
Hi, I'm Aubrey, and I think that watching your show with my dad is really fun. And I think Jack is always being funny when he does that noise before he talks. And that's all I wanted to say. Bye-bye.
No, Audrey, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate the call. That was cute.
And he does that voice.
Yeah, I do that voice. And you
All right,
would never.
give Audrey a little bit. There you go.
That's the. What's going on, Audrey? But the funny thing is, when we do that for Jack, we speed it up a little bit to have it more of a high pitch like this. And so
It
the
works.
I guess came as an idea when I was doing Jack's voice.
Mm-hmm.
But Jack appreciates the kind words. Audrey, keep watching the show.
Yes,
I'm
thank
glad
you.
to see younger viewers
Yeah.
watching the show too.
It's a family-friendly show.
Yeah, it really
It's-
is.
there's nothing bad.
I know that. Well, people would argue that by saying, "Well,
because
you know,
you host
it's
horror
horror
movies.
films, but
Right.
they're like monsters. They're not. I think the world now, especially in the 21st century, is more desensitized than it was back in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, Count Dracula's Vampire Bride wasn't even released in the United States until the late 60s,
Oh wow.
and the UK didn't air it there at all until like the 70s. So I mean, like some of these movies, it's just a different way of culture, and how it's changed and evolved over the years. So I'm kind of glad though that she's watching the show with
Yeah,
her
that's
folks.
pretty cool.
That's fun.
Our next caller is Tony from North Huntington.
Hi Tony, how are you tonight?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
My question regards tonight's movie with Barbara Steele. Black Sunday is a great film, and I love her as a person. She's sexy. She's draws a character in like this, and it's a lot of fun to watch. I was wondering if you have any plans to host any other movies regarding Barbara Steele,
Oh yeah.
and if you're going to be doing that on the show in the near future.
We were just talking about that at the top of the show. Yeah. What was his name again?
Tony.
Tony. We were just talking, Tony, with that at the beginning of the show. She did an onslaught of really good movies. That's why Jamie Lee Curtis was called the Scream Queen, because she did. Everybody says, "Oh, it's Halloween." What else she do? She did Prom Night, and she did a whole bunch of other ones, Road Games, and in her youth when she was so pretty and everybody, she was like the big attraction. And then, like in 1982, she finally decided to show her boobs in Trading Places, and then but even after that she got more serious about acting. But in her early years, when she in her teen and early 20 years, she did a lot of horror films. Barbara Steele's career is kind of the same way, but it was in the 60s. It was the decade before Halloween, and because it was Italian cinema, it didn't really have a rating system. You see a lot of Barbara Steele, and so nowadays it's like I said, the word desensitized before. The world's a lot more desensitized to that, because now you just get porn by going right to your computer.
Right.
And that wasn't even unheard of
Yeah,
in the
so-
90s, but now kids have so much access to that. So as far as like other movies that she's going to do, I know she did Terror Creatures from Beyond the Grave. She did Castle of Blood, Nightmare Castle. We have a lot of plans for those to be on the show.
All right, so we got a couple more here. Oh, we're running out of time. We
We'll
have
keep them short. Who we got?
Colin from Charlotte.
Oh, hi, Colin. You're welcome from Reprieve.
Yeah.
Colin from Charlotte.
Hi, Colin.
Calling again. Last time I talked to you, you said that you would not do kung fu films on your show, and I respect that a lot.
He did.
Well,
I was
yeah.
wondering if maybe you would consider kaiju films from Japan, like
That's an
obscure
Godzilla,
idea.
or different like monster movies from Japan.
Yeah.
I would really appreciate to hear the feedback from that. I also like Gamera, so if there's any way, because I know Gamera's pretty loose on the copyright laws, so if there's any way to get Gamera, that would be pretty cool too. So let me know if you're open to Japanese monster films.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I was talking about that when
Yeah.
you called last. That Yeah, maybe you can't get the Kung Fu movies. Maybe I'll just host my own show about Kung Fu movies.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I'll be a ninja.
Yeah, we want to get to some more
It's your
calls.
part.
I'm going to answer it real quickly. Yes.
Yeah,
Destroy
but we
All
did talk
Planets
that.
is coming probably around June.
And I'm excited. So thank
So
you,
that'll
Colin.
be-
I'm glad that you feel me on that. Maybe all that pressure between you and I, getting this guy to get some
Right, yeah.
kaiju films on.
So we are doing Destroy All Planets.
That is awesome.
That'll be coming along.
I'm excited.
Anybody else?
We have one. We can get one more here. Tina from
It'll
Cannonsburg.
be quick, I guess.
Yeah,
Tina?
make this quick.
Hi, Tina.
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I am loving Denbury Treasures. I have been sharing all of your Instagram and Facebook posts, and I'm hoping for some live videos in the future. Anyway, I'm
Yeah,
a
we can do
huge fan. So I'm also obviously loving Walks the Plank.
Good.
My question
Thank you.
is for Rich.
Oh wow.
I may be your biggest fan,
What?
and I wanted to know, I was wondering if you're single by any chance, and if so, are you looking to date a fan?
Yes, he is. Leave your phone number with the producer.
Thanks. And
Oh, Dana's gonna kill me.
oh yeah, you're a dead man. I didn't say that, but no, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Tina.
Are you single?
No, I'm not.
Hey, will you date a fan?
No.
Oh my God, I'm going to be evolving into Reggie.
Thank you. Oh, that'd be awesome. Be Reggie for a minute.
Oh my God. So get back to her. What's your answer, you big hunk of steel?
I love it. Oh my God. No. No, I am happily married. Sorry, Tina.
Tina's gonna throw us off a bridge now.
No, I appreciate that. That is. Thank you. That's probably the best call I'll ever have.
But well,
See, then I have a
well,
fan.
you're
Yeah, I know.
you're not being easy. Nope, I'm busy. I'm
No,
busy that
no.
weekend. Anything else? Gotta go.
Yeah, sorry. Well, my wife watches this show, so
Hey, Tina.
and more importantly, here's a spoiler for everybody. A big shocker. I'm gonna announce it. My wife is Gertie. So
Yeah.
there you
yeah.
go. We kind of work together on this. So
So it'd be really tough to hide anything behind the scenes.
yeah, there's no way of doing that. But thank you, Tina. That was really nice of you. Very
Yeah.
sweet. Thank you. And
Gertie's
thank you for
gonna love that.
the Reggie. Yeah, Gertie.
Actually, you know what? Gertie will be flattered because it's like my aunt once told me the key to women. I said, what is it? She goes, women want what other women have.
Oh, well, there you go.
And I said, oh, that's an interesting perception. So if Tina wants to go out with you and everything, Dana will be proud to have you on her arm, and you'll be a
nice.
hit. Now.
There you go. So step it
That's
up,
a
Dana.
safe way out.
I'm kidding. All right. Well, thank you for all the calls.
Well, that's a pirate's lane for our soccer.
Thank you for all the calls.
Thank you.
We got to wrap this up.
Wish we could get to all of them. Hey, try again next week, please.
Right.
Next
Right.
time.
Right. So enjoy the movie.
Coming up next.
It's coming up next, and we'll see you next time.
Take care. It's a pirate life for us.
Definitely.
15 man on a dead man's chest. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. Drinking the devil be done for the rest. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. The mate was faced by the bosun's pike. Bosun's brain with a marlin spike. And the cookie's throat was marble-like. Had been gripped by fingers then. And they lay over that man like a breakout day in a boozing den. Yo